Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. In 2021, Zenith launched the CHRONOMASTER Sport, and for 2026, it evolves the breed. This is the Zenith CHRONOMASTER Sport Skeleton. We've added a skeleton dial, a new dial side finished movement. We've eliminated the date window, and it may be that less is more in this case. The model in my hand is rose gold with a rubber strap, a full clasp, ceramic bezel. In terms of pricing, this watch that you see right here is $31,500 US. That's 27,900 franc as of the day I record this. The watch is 41 millimeters in diameter. It's 14 millimeters thick. It's 46.6 millimeters lug to lug, and it's got a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. And just as the original CHRONOMASTER Sport had a bit of a resemblance to a certain famous Geneva chronograph, this one has a little bit of resemblance to that same chronograph when equipped with rubber, rose gold, and a black ceramic bezel, albeit with the addition of a smoked sapphire dial, it starts to look like an Artisan de Genève modified version of that famous chronograph, and perhaps that's the intention here. The watch is easy to wear on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. You can see it sits quite nicely. It's very comfortable, and because it is relatively short lug to lug at just over 46 millimeters, especially on the rubber strap, it wears easily, perhaps even more so than when on a bracelet. So I could say that based on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the way this looks and the way this feels, particularly down the barrel, I would say you could wear this on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. And then although it's not thin, it does feature a sloped bezel, so it should sit beneath a dress cuff or a tight sleeve. And certainly you're more than safe to wear this underneath a jacket cuff. It won't get hung up at all. As you can see here, the strap is integrated, which means it hugs the side of the case. So there's not the kind of articulation or pivot capability you'd get if this were just straight bar on a spring bar. Creates a very integrated look, but you can see there is a little bit of a swell or a flare to the strap, so some tightness and some stiffness that causes it to wear a little bit bigger than if it were just a 46.6 millimeter lug-to-lug watch. We have a center definition line molded in. You can see all this is matte finished. There's a little bit of a bevel on the side. It does thin out as it moves toward the clasp. The clasp, you can see, is fixed in place using screws. It is a double folding clasp, so you have that element of security against accidentally dropping your watch. You can see the opposite side with the perforations and the holes, and there's a little bit of a recess underneath to perhaps allow the wrist to breathe on a hot day. Taking a look at the case itself, this watch has always had a very distinctive CHRONOMASTER style case. While there is a bit of a air de famille with another famous Swiss chronograph whose paths have crossed with the Zenith El Primero in the past, the case itself is all Zenith. You can see it's got a polished flank, it's got a little bit of a polished bevel on the side, the lugs are somewhat downturned and squared off, and then there's satin finish on the top for contrast. The watch is 100 meters water resistant, though it is a push-down crown, not a screw-down. You can see there's a little kerf or a slot underneath the crown, so you can get your fingers in there to more easily withdraw the crown and set the watch. Now, I mentioned that there's an elimination of the date window, and Zenith did sweat the details here, as the dead clutch position from the quick set for the date has been eliminated. So there are only two positions to the crown. There's flush, where you can wind it, and then there's out, where you can set it. And that does activate hacking seconds. We've got a ceramic bezel, and good on you, Zenith, for that. This makes the watch more scratch resistant. You can see that the striking 10th complication has been modified a little bit so that the scale is on a rehaut on the inside of the bezel, and that scale is part of a system that allows you to read 10 seconds elapsed. So the Zenith El Primero, beating at 36,000 vibrations per hour, 10 beats per second, has always allowed the user to resolve increments as small as 1/10 of a second, but you need a bigger scale to be able to see that kind of increment with the human eye. So spreading the 10 seconds over 360 degrees of angular displacement makes it easier to read those tenths. You can also see that the dial itself features a smoked sapphire that's darker at the edge and lighter in the center. We have the tritone overlapping registers, a long-time Zenith design signature, and you can see that we've got a little bit of a different kind of scale here. We've got our 10-second foudroyant at the center, then we have conventional chronograph seconds up to 60 on the scale at 3 o'clock, and then we have a 60-minute chronograph minutes register down at the bottom, and we've got a running seconds indicator over at 9 9 o'clock. All these indices are applique faceted and polished. You can see that this is a Zenith El Primero movement, but the dial side finishing has been prepared specifically for a watch that features a visible dial. Okay, you can also see to good effect, possibly better than on the case back. If you look under the running seconds dial, you can see the silicon escapement, or at least the silicon escape wheel. There's also a silicon escape lever. It reduces susceptibility to magnetism, reduces the need for lubrication, reduces the mass in the drivetrain. It's a refinement that this model boasts. You can also see that we've got the Zenith Star as a counterweight to the seconds hand, and then we've got around back, caliber 3600 SK. So a second generation Zenith El Primero, the hacking seconds proved that. You can see the drive for the striking 10th system right there. It's a lateral clutch with a column wheel. It's a 60-hour power reserve, 35 joules. You can see the blued column wheel operating. Everything but the screws and the column wheel are grayscale. You'll notice both polished and blued screws, and they perform different functions. Blued screws are used for adjustments. Polished screws are used to fix items in place. So you can see this is a 60-hour El Primero automatic winding foudroyant column wheel lateral clutch, 5 hertz beat rate, silicon escapement. All of those features we just discussed. And now I'll show you the luminescence. There you go, just like that. A watch that is very comfortable and well suited to sunny, hot places like Miami, the Mediterranean coast, Los Angeles, Singapore. It's got that vibe to it. Reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details of the 2026 Zenith CHRONOMASTER Sport Skeleton.